Okay, we are recording. So welcome to Team Call. Today is Monday, January 20th, I think. Super excited for tonight's Team Call because it's going to be led by one of my favorite humans on the planet, one of my new friends and coaches on our team, Sheridan. But I have a few announcements that I want to go over really quickly just to remind you all of a couple things. Some of these you have heard before. Some of them maybe you just need a refresher and a reminder. And then some are new. So the first one that I wanted to mention again is the fact that summit tickets are on sale for a promotional price of $155 right now. That's FAQ 8234. They will be on sale through the end of the month. So through January 31st, you can get the summit tickets purchased at this price. If you have not purchased your summit ticket, if you're questioning summit, if you've even thought about it for a split second, get your ticket purchased. I promise we will work out all the details of summit and what that looks like and travel plans and everything later. But you need to make a commitment to yourself and to your business that you're going to be at Summit because it is a total game changer for your business, hands down. Okay, I'm sitting in the dining room, so I had to tell the husband to. The second, and one more thing. If one of your personally sponsored coaches registers for Summit and uses your coach ID as a referral, then you get access to a Morning Meltdown 100 workout with Jericho live at Summit. So it's important that you are inviting your coaches to Summit as well. And it's great for their business, obviously. The second announcement is about To Be Mindset. This is FAQ 11051. Oh, wait, that's the part that they messed up on the National Wake Up Call. Skip that one. It's not about To Be Mindset. It's about Transform 20, FAQ 820. Don't forget that you can still get $20 off of your Transform 20 challenge and completion packs. They're launching 5 brand new Transform 20 apparel styles tomorrow, so on teambeachbody.com, so be sure you're on the lookout for that. I always recommend and suggest getting like one shirt or one something with the program that you're doing's like logo on the front, just because whenever you share clips of your workouts in your stories or even on your feed, it just sparks some curiosity and some questions from those people that are paying attention to what you're posting. And you can still get into that coach test group until the end of the month as well. Team Cup, we have 10 days left to register. Mallory and I are working on finalizing putting all those teams together. We should have that done by tomorrow. So if you have not commented on the announcement post that's pinned in the team page for Team Cup that you want to be on a Team Cup team, be sure you get that done like 5 minutes ago because we are finalizing those teams today and tomorrow. It is the biggest business building promotion of the year. We had an entire team call on Team Cup. It's FAQ 11051 if you have any questions about that, and we will work with all of the team captains on getting all of those teams registered. So we should have 3 or 4 full Team Cup teams, so that's pretty exciting for sure. The 3-day refresh sale ends at the end of the month, so if you've thought about doing like a 3-day refresh group, or if you've thought about purchasing the 3-day refresh on your own, be sure you get that done before the end of the month, because those refresh kits are 10% off through the end of the month. And then the Shakeology and 3-day refresh challenge packs, which you do get Success Club points for. So if you're planning on running like a 3-day refresh group, you can sell a Shakeology and 3-day refresh challenge pack. Those are $20 off through the end of the month as well. The last announcement deals with the new Success Club system, the business activity tracker, the new specific vital behaviors, and additional training on what the Success Club system looks like is provided to you in your back office. And pay attention to the Beachbody Champions page because they're going to be doing some upcoming training videos over kind of specifically what that looks like. That's the new Success Club system and the new 4 vital behaviors that we've been talking about for the past couple weeks. And that is all of the announcements that I have specifically. So I'm going to introduce our speaker for the evening, Sheridan. And Sheridan has been a coach on our team for a couple months now, but she's really busy, like all of us. She teaches, she's a nurse, she is married, she is in school herself. She is like super, super busy, and she just got married in November. So she kind of took a step back from coaching to plan a wedding and go on a honeymoon and all that super fun, exciting stuff. And she has just kind of jumped back into this coaching thing full force. And she has really just grown so much over the course of the past couple of weeks. It's been so fun and exciting to watch her continue to grow her business and share her journey and to just be a part of that. And so I asked her if she would so bravely speak on our call tonight and just share anything and everything on her heart. We labeled the call consistency in social media, but I'm just going to pass it over to her and let her talk about whatever she wants. So if you, regardless of whether you're a new coach or a veteran coach, take notes, ask questions, use the chat feature here, and we'll get those questions answered at the end. If there's anything that Sheridan talks about that you want her to elaborate on, or just anything that doesn't get mentioned that you have questions on in regards to social media and consistency, just pop that in the chat box and we can continue that conversation after she's done. So I'm going to pass it over to her and we'll get started.
Okay, wait, can y'all hear me okay? Okay, I thought my internet was messing up for a second, but it decided to behave. So like Beth said, I've been a coach for a few months. I actually signed up to be a coach in August and started school full-time in August, was working like 3 jobs and planning a wedding. So I took a little bit of a step back and got married in November, went on our honeymoon in December. And when we were on our honeymoon, I just really decided that I wanted to just do this full force when we got back. So right before Christmas, I guess, the week before Christmas is kind of when I started going all in. One thing that, one reason I began coaching is I really loved the programs. So I started doing Beachbody because my friend was doing Beachbody and she got these like really good results. She had like 6-pack of abs and I was about to get married. So I just like jumped in full force. Hold on, I'm gonna have to shut the door for a second.
I just have to say, I love that our past few team calls, we've had precious doggies barking and interrupting us. I just love that because it just shows that like we all love animals.
I think Josh just got home, so she's like going crazy. But so I started coaching and I was going to just like jump all in, and then I ended up getting really overwhelmed with everything that I had going on. So I took a step back from it. Things have slowed down a little bit for me. I still work full-time as a nurse. So I do 3 12-hour shifts a week, and then I teach 1 day a week, and I'm in school part-time now, and I'll be done in December. So those things have slowed down. And now that I'm married and we've been talking about starting a family, I've just decided, working weekends and holidays just isn't really that fun anymore. So I would really like to be able to push myself and maybe by, the end of, next year, so end of 2020, be able to maybe not work full time as a nurse. And that way we can work on starting our family. So that'd be really nice. When I first started, I'm really nervous and I say a lot, so sorry. But when I first started doing this, I really did not want to post on social media. I was totally fine with doing stories because those are like up for 24 hours. Not everybody sees them. And then they go away and then it's fine. And the group of women I work with, as a nurse, you work with all women and some of them are not very nice. So that was a little daunting as well. And then I talked to Beth and she was really encouraging. And finally I was just like, you know what? I don't care. So I started posting more on social media. And I remember when I posted my first actual Instagram picture, not a story, on my actual Instagram, I thought I was going to pass out. My heart was racing. I was so nervous. I had to put my phone away because I couldn't even look and see if anybody was liking it, if anybody was commenting on it. And then not only that, I went to work the next day and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to just die right here if anybody even mentions this to me at work. And so I was just on pins and needles all day. Nobody mentioned it. But so then after that, I was like, okay, that wasn't so bad. I really overreacted and I started doing a little bit more. My goal is to do one every day, Monday through Friday. I haven't quite met that goal yet. Sometimes when I work 12-hour shifts, I look like death, 1, and I don't have anything to post, or 2, I'm just exhausted and I don't have anything to post, which I know are excuses and I'm working on getting over those. But and then another thing that I've really noticed too is the more I've started posting, I get messages all the time. Hey, I worked out this morning and I thought of you. or, hey, you're so inspiring, what are you doing? And I never really realized, I knew people were watching me, but I thought that they were more watching me to like judge me and make fun of me behind my back. And then I realized that I was actually, people are like coming to me and they're saying like, hey, you inspired me to work out. Yes, see, women are mean to each other, Kenna. Like they really are. But yeah, and then people started, messaging me and saying like, I worked out this morning, I thought of you, or like tagged me in those like, who's the crazy lady that works out at 4 a.m. because I get up at 4 a.m. when I have to work. And so then I was like, oh, this is neat. And so then that kind of got me more out of my comfort zone and made me more comfortable posting, because I was like, okay, so maybe someone like rolls their eyes and thinks it's an annoying post, but like this person thinks I'm inspiring, or I help them to want to work out, or someone reached out to me and said like, hey, what are you doing? Your workouts look really fun. And so I was like, you know what? I don't really care, because those people making fun of me, they're not going to give me any money for making fun of me. But if one person comes to me, or if I inspire one person, then it's worth it to me to have that kind of, and just for the record, nobody's made fun of me to my face. Um, so literally every day now I get at least one person reaching out to me and saying like, hey, I saw you working out, and I worked out this morning and it made me think of you, or, hey, what are you doing? Every single challenge pack that I've sold this month is people reaching out to me. It is nobody that I've reached out to, which I know it's not always like that. And I am still inviting, but everybody that's told me no are people that I've invited. And so maybe that's something I need to work on. But all the other challenge packs are people just reaching out to me and saying like, hey, what are you doing? This looks fun. And this looks like something that I could do. Tell me about it. And so that's where all my challenge packs have came from. And it's so funny because it's like people that I never even would have like thought to put on my list of 100, like maybe a friend from like middle school, or, just like, you never know who's really watching you and who's not. My husband just thinks it's so bizarre. He's like, when I tell him, I'm like, oh, I sold this many challenge packs. And he's like, well, to who? And I'm like, I don't know, some girl on Instagram that I've never met before. And I have no idea who she is. And he's like, and they bought from you? And I'm like, yeah. So it's just really cool. And then another thing that I really get is, like Beth said, I'm super busy. If I'm not working, I'm studying or working more or grading papers, or, trying to make time with my husband. So people know I'm busy. People see on my Instagram I'm busy. People that know me personally know that I'm busy all the time. But when they see me doing these workouts, posting these workouts on Instagram, staying accountable, they're like, okay, well, if you can do it, I know I can do it, because I'm not quite as busy as you are. I'm busy, but I'm not quite as busy as you are. Or I'm just as busy as you are, and you can make this 20 minutes. So why don't I make this 20 minutes for myself? And one of the biggest takeaways I've gotten from that is one of the nurses I work with, actually, she is in like super poor health. She has diabetes. She's very overweight. And she actually posted something on Facebook the other day and tagged me in it. And she was like, this woman has inspired me to better myself, and I'm putting this on here so everyone can hold me accountable. And she's the sweetest, nicest lady. She's just had such a hard life. Like she has 6 kids. Her husband like died of a heart attack 10 years ago, just out of nowhere. One of her daughters is like schizophrenic and suicidal, and she has to like constantly stay. So like props to her to even like wanting, and the fact that I had something to do with that just like makes all of the embarrassing or whatever posts just so worth it, that I inspired somebody to like that to better themselves when they really are in poor health, and they really are, they really truly do need it, not just to tone up, not just to whatever, but to save their life. So that was just really this week that she actually tagged me in, I think on Saturday or Sunday. So that really just like made me think, okay, this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm pushing that post button, even though it terrifies me sometimes. This is why I'm posting that embarrassing selfie or whatever, because it's getting less embarrassing and it's inspiring people. And no, she did not buy a challenge pack from me, but like the fact that I inspired her to go to the gym for 20 minutes, I mean, that's worth more to me than any amount of money that I could have made off of her. So it's really, I don't know, just doing it was scary, but once I started doing it, I'm like, this is totally worth doing it. So if you're like me and you're terrified to post on social media, if you're afraid people are going to judge you or make fun of you, so what? People are probably going to do that anyways. And when you're putting your story out there, people are going to tell you, hey, you're inspiring me. And that's just going to make it worth it. And you're going to change lives, whether or not they choose to do Beachbody or not. Like, you're still inspiring them. So let me look at my notes. Oh, and then it's also part of your vital behaviors is to be a product of the product and to share your results. So you're supposed to do that too. So that's like a whole nother reason to do it. I know this is kind of short, but oh, okay, hold on. I have another little note here. So it is part of the vital behaviors to share because you're proof of the product is working. But also when you're sharing consistently, you're showing these people, like, one, you're showing up for yourself. Two, you're going to show up for them. I have a friend that is doing this with me, and I text her every single day. Have you done your workout? Have you done your workout? Have you done your workout? And she's like, no, have you? And I'm like, yes, go look on my Instagram. I have done my workout. So not only like, and telling people, hey, go do your workout. You should be doing your workout, but also you're doing your workout too. So you're showing, like, one, you're going to show up. Two, you're going to be there for them because you're doing it too. And then you're showing other people that you're going to be there. You're showing up to do your workout. If you can show up to your workout, they can show up to do their workout. They can count on you to be there to cheer them on. And then just like coaching in the future. I have a girl right now who, hold on, I just did. I have a girl right now that wants to be, that I've been talking to about being a coach. And she said, well, she's doing Transform 20. And she's like, I'd kind of like to do Transform 20 first and kind of get results before I start coaching. And I just was just like, look, I don't have abs. I still have flabby places to lose. And knowing that, I think that helps people more than being like this perfect six pack. Because I'll tell you what, I did that Beachbody by Kayla, whatever, a long time ago. And she was like perfect. And I could not keep up. And I was like, well, I'm never going to look like that because I can't keep up. And then I see all these Beachbody coaches, or everybody that's doing Beachbody, that are like normal. They don't have abs, and maybe they can't keep up all the way, and that's fine. They're doing it. And so I can do that too. And I'm showing other people that they can do that because I modify and I take breaks. And I think that's all I have right now. Does anybody have any questions?
Awesome. I have a few things that I wanted to kind of add. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
You can? Okay. I've been having so many issues with my computer, so I just want to make sure. So what I love so much about kind of how you told your story is it's so similar to kind of me and how I started sharing my journey and my story on social media. And it's something that I think a lot of us as new coaches struggle with. And that is, like, there's, like, one of the questions I was going to ask you that you totally addressed was, how did you kind of get over that initial fear of sharing? Like, because for you, it sounds like it was really similar to me. My biggest fear was like fear of judgment, what other people are going to think about me when I start posting this stuff. And here's the thing, you just have to do it. Like, you have to decide that what you want to share is important enough to share, and you have to just do it. And you have to, like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, post it and run away. You have to get over the fact that what you're fearful of, what you're afraid what so-and-so at work or at school is going to say about you or think about you. A lot of that is just fear that we put, like, on ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, sure, maybe there's a handful of people who, think what they want or whatever, and it's not the most positive, but that pressure that we put on ourselves that causes so much fear and anxiety of, like, making that post and sharing that story, like, we do that to ourselves a lot of times. And so I think that really is the first step, is just deciding that what you want to share or what you want out of this business and how you want to share your story is worth sharing enough to get over whatever fear it has that's holding you back. And then when you start getting those messages and those people reaching out to you and saying that you inspired them, and like you said, even if they don't purchase a challenge pack from you, or you don't get Success Club points from them, or they don't join as a coach on your team right then, I can promise you those people are still watching you, and 6 months or 12 months from now, it's going to pay off business-wise, just like 6 months or 12 months before when they first reached out to you or tagged you in that post, it paid off inspiration wise, and it reminded you that what you're doing is working. And so I think it's just like this, like step-by-step process of just looking that fear straight in the face and doing it anyways, and then allowing kind of the process of what comes from that to continue to motivate you to continue sharing your story. And for me, like some of you that have heard my story know that I was a coach for a full 12 months before I posted my first workout, anything on social media, because I was so afraid about what other people were going to think about me. But I expected them. I signed up to be a coach because I needed to share these programs with other people because of the passion I had for them and how they had changed my life. But I wasn't sharing what I was doing because I was scared about what they were going to think about me. And like, when you say that out loud, it's like, what are you even like, if you're that passionate about what you're doing, like, who cares? If somebody is going to think some kind of way about you, then those aren't your people anyways. And that's something that we have to just continue to remind ourselves. And I think that kind of how you told the story of how you got more comfortable with sharing on social media is like exactly what a lot of us go through. And so I just want to encourage you guys to, like, whatever, figure out first of all what it is that's holding you back from sharing your story. Realize all the benefits that come from sharing your story. Like Sheridan talked about, like, it's going to cultivate trust in other people, knowing that you can show up for yourself. You'll show up for them if they do decide to join one of your groups, or just inspiring somebody in general or whatever. Like, recognize the importance of the story that you have to share, and then look that fear straight in the face once you figure out what it is, and just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 it. And I can promise you, 2.5 years into my journey, whenever I share a piece of my story that I wouldn't have shared before because it was too vulnerable or uncomfortable or whatever, which literally comes with time. Like, maybe now you're just sharing pieces of your workout, or, you know, you're starting to dabble with sharing pieces of your life, but you'll get to a point to where sharing like a really hard part of the journey that you're on or the story that you have to tell becomes almost therapeutic to your own journey, because you know that they're like, you get to a point to where a lot of times when I make a post, I think about speaking to the Beth that I was 2 years ago. Like, that girl is reading my post. That person is reading my post. What does she need to hear? And so I, like, those posts like help me move further along in my journey when I'm like real and raw and vulnerable about them. Even if only one person sees it, hopefully it's that one person that needed to hear that message. So that's just kind of what I wanted to add. I don't see any specific questions in the comments, but Jenny was responding to Kenna, and she said, when you make enough money to go on those awesome vacations over the summer and they have to work summer school, they'll keep their mouth shut. Or maybe not, but you see my point. And that is so true. Once, you know, I mean, it's people who are going to judge you or criticize you for literally making your life better, whether it's financially, physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever. Like, those just aren't your people. And I know it's way easier said than done because we're emotional humans who care too much about what the world thinks about us. But you, through personal development and through coaching and literally just focusing on your own journey and sharing that, I can promise you, you will get to a point to where like those roles are reversed and you're just like, well, you don't know what you're missing out on. And it just becomes the importance, what you place importance on just becomes shifted, and those things just don't matter anymore. But I know early on, that is what holds us back. So I want to encourage all of you to just figure out what it is that's preventing you from really sharing who you are and your brand and the story that you want others to hear. And just look it straight in the face and work on getting past that. Does anybody else have any questions or anything for Sheridan or just in general? Doug, you have to drink your water so loud. He's like lapping his water up right beside me. Well, Sheridan, I just want to thank you, first of all, for kind of just sharing your coaching journey with us and kind of what's been working for you, and also for just being so brave. I know that speaking in general is an uncomfortable thing. Speaking as a new coach and sharing what's working for you is an uncomfortable thing. And you looked that fear straight in the face and you agreed whenever I said, I think it was last week we were texting or something. And I was like, you sent me something. And I was like, that sounds like something that you should share on a team call. And you were like, okay. And then I texted you this morning. I was like, so are you still up for that team call? And you didn't even hesitate. You jumped right in. So I just want you to know that I'm proud of you. And we're all proud of you. And thank you for sharing with us. And if nobody has any other questions, I guess I will let you guys go. And I hope you have a great rest of your week. Bye, guys.